Hello there, fellow explorers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. Episode 15, Scouting East for a New Home. Alright, we have a Edge of Territory event. It's rationalized, and the conquering fear is just ahead. Can you navigate the sun? Yeah, when it's visible. It goes east-west, as you would expect it to. Except for right now, the sun's down. And, despite being in the Northern Hemisphere... Well, I don't actually think we're in the Northern Hemisphere. No, we should be. We wouldn't be... No, maybe not, actually. If we're sub-Saharan, we might not even have a North Star. Not that I think that's included in the game. I was just... You know, but star navigation isn't something that, like, a great ape would do. So we're at the Green Rock Pathway now. The Green Rock Pathway is 26. So, actually, let me undo that marker. So it's the one that you're about to see filled in. There. So nearest here is 27, which we also haven't explored, which one might assume is over here. So I'm going to try to fill that in now. Yeah, I would say, like, we're probably around where, like, the Congo is or something, which you would not have a North Star if that was the case. Somewhere around there. The whole point of sub-Saharan Africa is the Saharan Desert would not be something that these hominids would have crossed. For any reason. Oh, hello, big kitty. Bye-bye, kitty. So one might assume that, like, you could potentially follow the green crescent of the Nile. Oh, is this cat repositioning to find its way up here? And to have something to eat traveling up the Nile. But that's not what this story is about. This story predates that. Bad kitty. Wasn't Sahara greener those times? This might have been around... If this is 10 to 7 million years ago, isn't that when the... I forget the dates of all the ice ages. I know the latest ice age was 12,000 years ago, but that's not what I'm referencing here. We are about to have a panic event. Yep, sorry. I'm going to try to panic back to safe. But we might end up going home against my... No. We panic back to safe. Cool. Never mind. My low dopamine means we're hysteria. And I can't control it anymore. Thanks to Mr. Big Cat that jumped me. Well, that's okay. We're back home then. It does make it easier to sleep for the night, I suppose. Here, Get brave. Hold, nice, shiny rock, get brave. Is there a stamina penalty for that? No, I was never hurt. Nothing affected my lifespan or anything like that. So, actually, before we sleep, let's check our neurons. Yeah, we did pick up a few. So we picked up counter maneuver. So preparation for attack speed for a counter is increased. Internal processing speed got relearned. So the relearned ones are the ones in circles. These are ones that we had and then lost due to lack of reinforcement that have been relearned, which is why I'm not discovering them. And then here are ones that I have not rediscovered. Like, actually, I did just get evasive action. Never mind, I take that back. Oh, and withdrawal reflex. We got again. So I guess we got all of these. Probably because I was, like, fighting stuff. Just makes sense. Temporal distortion. Oops. And the goal is to have 12 neurons learned that are not reinforced so that we can then reinforce them with before the next generation, before the evolution. So at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're almost there. We only have 3 left before it's like meta to pass generation and then evolution. Yep, I just took advantage of prehistoric fast travel. You are not wrong. Apparently I was pretty good at my food, water, sleep yesterday. I mean, I did just kept re-upping it. So my daily regimen is more or less met. So I'm just gonna set on out, strike on out, to head to unknown zone. So from here, is that the closest discoverer? Yeah, that might be actually the closest unknown point. So, yep, let's take the long trek to it. There's another thing I could learn. Potentially nearby. Let me do some sensory stuff. Oh, warthogs. Wouldn't mind finding more honey. Because I've eaten honey so far, but I have not applied honey to my skin. Which is a totally separate action. So this was a case of I identified that warthog, which then I automatically identified those due to understanding, hey, if it smells like a pig and oinks like a pig, it's a pig. So apparently the Tumai was around where Chad is. Oh, that's cool. Now, the geographical range in this game is, like, artificial because you don't travel all of Africa. Although, with that said, there are, as you can see in this biome map, very clearly different... Ooh! we just learned to swim. Very clearly different biomes that you travel through as a simulation of resettlement and exploration. If the game's gonna have me do a lot of swimming, I might want to make a sleeping spot just to like lock in that swim neuron to learn it. So if I find a good place to drop a, oh yeah, here we go, perfect. No river otters. I think this is near the oasis. I could go fishing too. If you know anything about my channel, you know that I'm like adverse to fishing as kind of a joke. But there's fishing spots all over the place. Alright, give me swimming. Swim endurance increased. Swimming is one of those things that like will frequently whittle down my, because when you're climbing, if you're starting to eat into your lifespan, just let go and you'll regain your stamina. Whereas when you're swimming and you're in open water, there's like not an easy way to recover your stamina and energy. So often if that's when I will chip away at my life expectancy as a result. So being a better swimmer is like kind of important. And that will be the 10th neuron. So really there's only 2 more neurons that I would absolutely need to learn new things on before next evolution. And yeah, the stamina required for the swimming here is far less, I just noticed. Right, we're really paddling around kind of fine. Whereas before, even the briefest of doggy paddles would really put us out. Yeah, so the range in the map, because I see you chatting about it, would be somewhere between South Africa, which is where the cot leaves are from. You know, the leaves that the bone hurdy leaves, and like Eritrea, Ethiopia, like that range kind of southern to sub-Saharan Africa. And that's more or less probably the ranges of the hominids of this period. So like this here that we're looking at is definitely not really any one country. This is more like the jungles of Congo-esque, I'd imagine. But also like there wouldn't be palm trees, I don't think, right? So like this is all sort of made up geography. Because this is not the shrublands of South Africa. It's not the, you know, not the savannah. It's sort of savannah, jungle, lake, river. I mean, I doubt that there's a spot where like this really exists, where you have like kapok trees amongst, you know, savannah cats. It's a game, and I'm glad, because if there wasn't, I'm very happy that there's like biome variety. If it was all just like savannah or all jungle or all coast, it would be more boring. It would suffer. It'd be more boring. So I did that just to try to help with my omnivorous mutations. I knew it wasn't going to be digested, but because it's not green where my head is right there, it means I'm not like poisoned. It's just indigestion. It's not carrying the same sort of like nauseating consequence. Could you do something else with eggs? I don't think so. So where are we right now? This is the Green Rock Pathway. So, got it. Let's keep going. We're probably going to have that same sort of panic ahead. So making sure that my dopamine is high. In fact, there would have been cause to bring the precious stone for bravery's sake, but I'd rather, like, I can handle without it. So there's maybe even a closer landmark here. The scope. How far into the evolutionary tree? 10 million to 2 million. So 2 million years ago is the farthest you get. That would be the victory. You're not trying to become modern humans. Or even Homo sapiens. We have a meteorite site out that way. And I'm not quite close enough to this to discover. Okay. New landmark. This is the Woodlands Dead Zone. So the Woodlands Dead Zone is... where is it? 27, I think? 27 on the map. So if we open up the map here, it's the new marker that you see getting put right there. And that is pretty close to 28, which is probably adjacent. So we're just going to keep identifying the places around me until we find like a good oasis near a meteorite site. Because our goal is to find a new settlement zone. So yeah, you can see why this is called a dead zone. Looks pretty dead. Now, little spoiler, there is stuff in the caves, but there isn't a compelling reason for me to go in them right now. It would just be danger for no benefit, so I'm going to avoid it. Which is funny, because ancient humans frequently used caves as, like, great single-point entry shelters against the elements and predators. And in this game, they're, like, super sketchy and full of, like, giant centipedes and things that will harm you. There's something unidentified down there. Actually, you know what? That would be in the cave that I said I was not going into. Oh, we're getting stalked. Alright, lazy stalker. I'm gonna try to get up here before identifying my surroundings, because I don't want to be jumped, which will put me in full-on dopamine low panic. Because I don't want to have to go back home through hysterics. Alright, let's conquer some fears and identify some zones. Right, we're pretty close to whatever this is over here. It looks nice. There is a meteorite out there, which means any oasis near the meteorite would be a good next settlement point. So, big picture here. For us to enter our next evolution, which is the grand objective, I would like, it's not required, but I would like for us to have fully mutant adults and elders. And for that to happen, we need all of our babies to have mutations, which means we need to go to a meteorite site. And then to pass a generation with all 12 reinforcement points locked in, which means I need to learn 2 more neurons. So... before, oh, and here's some honey that I had mentioned. So before I pass the evolution, those two, I would like to do those 2 things, which is to visit a meteorite with 6 babies and to lock in all the neurons. Alright, now we're applying honey to our bodies. As a prophylactic measure. Well, maybe I had done that. But you know what? I want to eat some too. Preventative medication? Alright, where's my stick? There it is. Alright, it's getting late, so I'll be settling in soon. But this, to me, looks like an oasis. Looks pretty nice. So this was the Hollow Pond Oasis. So, yeah, I mean, you even without identifying the zone, you can kind of tell oases from other places. Because there's, like, food and water, and it's relatively secluded. It has all the telltale marks of, like, oh, this would be a good place to live. So the Hollow Pond Oasis is 44 on the map. So if we open up the map, it is the one that just got filled in just now. That is the Hollow Pond Oasis, and this would be a very reasonable spot to relocate. So I'm going to rationalize the space and then create a bed here. And then tomorrow, go round up all of our people and bring them here as a big group. And hopefully I won't lose anyone in the process. Also just matured intelligence neurons, which is awesome. So I think those are 2 new neurons that we had just gotten. I think. Which means we've hit our 12. If I'm not mistaken. Wow, there's a lot of grass around here to make lots of beds. Actually, before we go to sleep. Yep. Form recognition. So automatic identification of resources of all the same type. Learned. And then venom tolerance. Shielded from venom for a longer time. And that should be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'd like options, but even if we didn't learn anything else, we would be able to maximize neuron reinforcement points as it is now. Okay, nothing's trying to immediately murder me, so I'll drink. When we jump in time, is the home new places? Yes. The home will send us to new oases. So we don't get to choose that. But resettling here puts us... So let me explain. The reason why I want to resettle is going from that red circle to that meteorite with 6 babies is sketchy far. That's more than a day's travel, and that puts the 6 babies at risk, which puts all of us at risk. So resettling everyone here, because there's safety in numbers, and then taking the babies from here makes a lot more sense. That's why it's a 2-step process. So what I'm doing now is locking in home and locking in the new oasis so I can bring everyone back here directly. Know what that said? If the babies die in transit, they're not mutants yet. They don't have any mutations to lock in, so we can have new ones. It's not a big deal. It's right now the adults that I really don't want dead, because the adults all have mutations, and if they die, there's no way for me to add new adults with mutations, which then doesn't maximize our mutation locks. So if anyone's to die, it would be elders or babies. Our current adults are all genetically more important because they were all mutation carriers. I'm looking for like cot leaves. Where are they? Should be some over here. Hey Turtle, thank you for the chair. Yeah, I'm almost bipedal. I'm not super great at bipedal motion, but it's getting better. Alright, we really need cot leaves now, because I'm hypothermic, and cot leaves also protect from that too. That looks like cot leaves. Perfect. Plus, we were quite hungry for some reason. There we go. Let's try to kill this thing. I don't know if it's the one I've wounded already, but I'm going for the kill. Come here. Come on. Oh, I got bleed. Come on, alter. I'll just hit you with a branch, whatever, I don't care. Alright, let's tend the bleeds, I guess. Yeah, okay. This tree will be able to do it. Looking for fibers. There we go. Drop. No, not that far. Monkey. What, you like bleeding? Well, great. New evolutionary trait. Masochism. Now, to be fair, suffering negative health consequences is required, right? I wouldn't have gotten the matured neuron for a therapeutic medication without having been bled by a python, right? You can't learn to heal yourself unless you're hurt. So there's actually, sadly, reasons to be hurt on purpose. Or, oh, I thought I did that. Oh, the python's still there. All right. Let's hit him again. Sorry, Python. I'm all about Ruby on Rails. Got no room for pythons. It's too bad I can't just, like, preemptively attack it. Like, when its back is turned to me, I can really only strike it when it strikes me. Defensively, and not aggressively. Although I'm definitely, in this occasion, the aggressor as I approached it. You're dead. Bye-bye. All right. There is an urgency for me to have a sharp stick, because I ain't alone here. Are there other weapons? Yeah, I've already made them. You can have obsidian carvers, rocks are weapons, and sticks are weapons. Just sticks are more effective weapons. So if given rock or stick, I pick stick. Because there's no shoot or scissors. So the sharp stick here is to defend ourselves from bad kitty, and the rock is to smash bad snaky, bad ropey. All right, bad ropey. Let's learn to metabolize some snack. Oh, we haven't vomited yet. There we go. So we got neuronal energy from that, but let's go find ourselves some fresh water. There was a black saber around here that I'm trying to keep my eye open for, because if I need to drink water, it also means I need to drop my stick and therefore drop my guard. But what I can do is I can swim out to like a rock, because the saber can't pounce us if it needs to jump to us first. So then, oh boy. Come on. Come on. There we go. Omnivore, matured neuron. And that's from, you know, obviously eating the snaky. So, eating stuff that makes you sick makes you better at eating stuff that makes you sick. Alright, there's a warthog there, not a big threat. And now I can kind of do the breaststroke a little bit. I'm not great at it, but there's like a swim sprint ability. It just takes a lot of stamina, but it's good to fight the current. Why not use coconuts for a tummy ache? I could have. It just requires me to drop my stick again. Because you can't open up a well, you can, I guess, smash a coconut with a stick, but, like, it's more effective not to. But I've already learned coconuts. So that's already a learned benefit. We did that long ago. So, getting back here late at night, and first thing, you know, actually, before we go to sleep, I want to have the other armed adult males piggyback children, because there's no way I want children to walk on their own, as they are not effective. Babies, where are you, babies? One baby there, two baby there. Yeah, roll the jungle, don't drop your stick. Yeah, pretty much. Looking for the other male. That would be you. You what, mate? Had to. Couldn't be helped. The other thing I'm going to want to do, what are you holding? Is bring the shiny rock with me. Nobody died. It's easy to forget. You are the 6th adult. So the 5 adult markers doesn't count the one you're controlling. So I have 5 adult, 6 children, 6 elders, and then I'm the 6th adult. Yeah, I'm the center of that circle over there. So if I like switch to an elder, you'll all of a sudden see, and I'll do that now. You'll as soon as I pick up these babies, you'll see that we then have 6 adult markers. Like this. Oh, I'm Nock again. Hey, Nock has greater lifespan now. So, see, as I switch to Nock, we now have 6 adults, 6 carried children, and 5 elders. And then I'm the other one. But as we relocate to the new location... Ah, crap, I marked 2 of them down. So we're heading there. I want to control this one who happens to be holding the precious stone because I want to bring the precious stone with me. Also, I should learn whatever neurons I can learn too, because all the neurons I learn now is granted to every... Oh, boy. Freaking food. All the neurons I learn now is, like, benefits everyone in the current tribe, which makes them stronger for the transit. Yeah, Nock was that forever swimmer, the dummy that just decided to drown himself. No, that's gross. No, don't pick up the gross berries. We'll call those dingleberries, because I think they're inedible. No, that's gross too. I suppose if you let them go gross long enough, they ferment, and then we no, not those. God, this guy just wants to poison himself. All right, we're full. Sweet. Thank you for tuning in to Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. I'm not, however, looking for feedback. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow hominids.